have to consider the situation in which we're undertaking our research and how that might impact the results that we're finding and how that impacts the relevance to commercial production. The xylanase enzyme appears to be doing much, much more, either directly or indirectly, in the pig in order to give us the outcomes that we wanted. And I can give one example where we were feeding nursery pigs and we got an improvement in average daily gain, and that was associated with an improvement in gut barrier function. In other words, the gut was less leaky when we fed the xylanase enzyme, and it appeared to have a positive effect on the lactobacillus and bacteria in the large intestine. The impact of xylanase is much more complex than it simply breaks down carbohydrates and improves digestibility so the pig grows faster. We think it's much more complex than that.
The big issue, of course, is how do you evaluate gut health? In practice, it's obvious that when the litter is completely wet and when the performance is bad, you know that there's an issue of gut health. But what we need in practice is actually an early warning system. And up until now, we were stuck with the veterinarian coming out to the flock and doing necropsy, so killing 10 birds and opening them up and look at the intestine and do a scoring. But it remains subjective. I mean, if it's the same person doing the scoring every time, you may come up with reasonably reliable results. But still, you are quite late in making the diagnosis. What you want is be as early as possible. As soon as you have an indication that there is something going wrong with the intestinal microbiomes, if you're in an early phase, you can reverse it. You can adapt your feed formula. There's still time, because most of the time, the feed is there for 1 week, and the next week you have another lot of feed coming in. So there's time still to have to intervene and to steer towards a beneficial microbiome.
So the main outcome of the study was actually that the microbiota of the broiler develops with age, and that the broiler is better and better able to digest arabinoxylan. That's one thing that came out of the study, but the other thing that came out is also that if you add arabinoxylan oligosaccharides to the broiler diet at a very young age, but also at very low levels, that these arabinoxylan oligosaccharides will actually kickstart the potential of the microbiota to deal with arabinoxylans. And so they are much better able to deal with arabinoxylan already from the first day almost, while otherwise it takes a long time for them to adapt to arabinoxylans.
The stimbiotic concept is something that we are discussing here in the International Fibre Summit, and it involves the use of different products and additives that would be added at a short or a small concentration in the diets, and these will stimulate the development of a microbiome that will ferment the fiber that is already in the feed to be used as a source of energy, generating volatile fat acids, and the fermentation of these fiber bringing gut functional benefits and at the end performance benefits to the animals.